Yo, what's going on everyone? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to the Steam 2 video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a build for the Warlock. And today's build is all about getting supers. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this helmet all around. It's a very popular helmet. And this is the way that we're going to make this build work. But, unlike all the other builds that I've been seeing, we're not actually going to be using Nova Bomb. We're actually going to be using pretty much any other super that you want, as long as we are on Prismatic. So I decided to go with the Sunsinger, but you'll be able to pretty much choose any of the other supers. But you're still going to be able to get your super very quickly and spam that thing. And the way that we're making this work is because the second ability of this helmet, the one that gives you extra super energy whenever you have Devour, it is actually not tied to the Nova Bomb or the Void. It's actually not tied to anything. As long as you have Devour, you're going to get that extra super energy. And since Devour is something we can get very easily on the Prismatic Warlock, that means that any super that we have equipped with Prismatic will be able to get those fast supers. And for the weapon, of course, we gotta run the good old bad juju so we can get more super. It's also a very good just primary weapon with the string of curses also giving it some extra damage. And also now that those that throw explosion use a lot more often, it also helps a lot more with that clear. So this is gonna be like the perfect weapon. And once we get Devour and String of Curses times 5 going, we get so much super energy, it's crazy. I feel like I was able to pop a super pretty much every round in one slot, as crazy as that sounds. Now for the subclass here, of course we are on Prismatic, and like I said, it doesn't really matter what super you go with, as long as you're on Prismatic. Now for your class ability, you don't really have to have a specific one. I love the Phoenix type, so I always have that one on, but it doesn't have to be this one. Now for our melee, I recommend that you go with the Arcane Needle. Not only do they unravel targets, but you also get 3 of them, so you'll be able to use them quite a lot. Now for the grenade, I recommend that you go with the Vortex Grenade. It's going to be really good at dealing with big groups of bats, it provides debuffs, and overall it's just a really good grenade. Now let's move on to our aspects, and we're going to start with the important one, Feed the Void. This is going to be the main way that we're going to get Devour, and once we get Devour going, we're going to get the extra super energy, we're going to get the heals, we're going to get the extra grenade energy. So Devour is going to really be doing like all the heavy lifting in this build. But thankfully it is going to be very easy to proc. Any of our melees is going to be able to proc it. Our grenade is going to be able to proc it. Our super is going to be able to proc it. But most of the time it will be the grenade. Now with the second aspect, it's definitely not going to be as important as the first one. I definitely would recommend that you go with Lightning Surge. We're going to be able to take advantage of our melees right here. And they're going to be just more deadly and be able to do some AoE damage as well as Jolt. Basically, every time that you go in with a Lightning Surge, you're pretty much guaranteed to kill something and proc the Devour. So I really like Lightning Surge, think it's a very fun ability and also effective. But if you really are against Lightning Surge, you could change this to any of the other fragments, and it would still be pretty good. Now moving on to the fragments, the first one we have is going to be the Facet of Grace. Defeating targets with kinetic weapons grant you bonus Transcendence energy, and defeating targets with our super will give our allies bonus Transcendence energy. And this is going to be basically the main way that we're going to be building up our Transcendence. We're going to be using always our kinetic weapon, our bad juju. So this is going to be a quick way to get some energy for both sides without having to worry about using a specific type of damage. All we got to do is just our primary, and we're actually going to be able to spam our Transcendence a lot more than I expected with this build. This build actually kind of ended up being more of a Transcendence and super spam, which is not what I expected. I pretty much just expected to like spam the super, but not the Transcendence with the amount of like times we can actually pop it. Now our next fragment is the Facet of Dominance. This is what gives our grenades weaken, and this is going to apply to both our regular Vortex grenades as well as our Transcendent grenades. Next up, we're going to have Facet of Protection. Whenever we're surrounded by combatants, we gain some damage resistance. And this is 15 at base and 25 whenever we're in Transcendence. This one's always going to be good, especially in any activities with a lot of rats. You basically just take more damage, you're harder to kill. What is not to lack of Facet of Protection? After that we have Facet of Dawn. Whenever we do a power melee hit, it gives us Radiant. This is going to apply to both our regular charge melee or if we do a Lightning Surge. They both proc this, so that gives us a bit of extra damage on our weapon, so we can kill things even faster. And the last fragment we have is going to be the Facet of Solitude. Whenever we land some rapid precision hits, we're going to sever the target. This lowers their damage, and they also turn into a tangle when we defeat them. We're pretty much just kind of using this for the lower damage part of it. We just kind of make some of the harder enemies just not hit us hard and make them a little bit less threatening. Now I do want to mention Transcendence for a second because we actually do get it quite a lot in this build. A lot more than I actually was expecting, like I said before. And you definitely want to pop this thing as soon as you get it. You get increased regen on your abilities, you get increased weapon damage. Overall it's just going to be really good. And with the Lightning Surge on, with the 3 melee abilities we have, it kind of feels like we have a second super. When we're just going around just lightning surging all over the place, jolting everything, doing a bunch of AoE damage. Your Transcendence does feel like a second super with that. But yeah, Transcendence is gonna be really good. Don't forget about it. Don't forget to spam it as well. Now let's take a look at the mods that we're running on this build. And of course on the helmet, we have Kinetic Siphon, Access to Assets, and also Radiant Light. So we can get more orbs, so we can get some super energy from getting those grenade kills. Just essentially helping us get the super even faster. After that, for the gauntlets, we're going to have firepower, again, so we can make more orbs with our grenade this time. Momentum transfer, so we can get our melees back. And then fastball, so we can throw our grenade a little bit farther. For our chest piece, we use some resistances. Good old resistances, nothing really new here. For our boots, we're going to have kinetic weapon surge, so our kinetic weapon can do more damage. And then orbs of restoration and better already. Actually, this is supposed to be recuperation. This heals us, this gives us back ability energy on one of our abilities, and then this one gives us extra damage on that bad juju, so we can kill things even faster. And lastly, for our class item, we have Bomber, Outreach, and Reaper. Reaper so we can make more orbs, and then Outreach and Bomber so we can get back our both abilities when using our class ability. And yeah, that's it. Not really anything special in the mods, just some pretty standard mods. Now when it comes to the artifact, you have the grenade mods, and then that's really it. There's not really gonna be too many mods that we need for this build. This build is pretty much just mostly about the exotics that pretty much make it work, which means that this thing's gonna work even past this season. This is pretty much a build with an expiration date, as long as the exotics change, that you are always gonna be able to use. But with that, that's gonna be the end of the build. Thank you for stopping by, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm actually kind of surprised that all the build videos I've seen with this helmet all just focus on the Nova. I know it's like a Nova exotic because it does give you some super energy back from getting some kills with Nova, but just by itself is so good at getting your super back that I was just really surprised that nobody has really talked about it. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, hopefully you guys like it. I'll make sure to leave a dim link in the comments below in case you guys want to try out this build and start spamming supers. As always, thank you all for stopping by, thank you all for watching. The support that you guys have given me lately has been amazing, so hopefully you continue to enjoy the videos. Once again, thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care everyone, have a good rest of your day, peace.